This was one of the coolest things I've ever been part of. I got to host a one-of-a-kind plant-powered nutrition game show with Dr. Michael Greger, and now you get to play along as well. Welcome to the Greger Games. We filmed this live at our 2025 Vegan Superhero Retreat with over 120 members of our Vegan Superhero Academy in the audience. They were split into 4 teams, all battling it out in a high-energy nutrition trivia showdown. The atmosphere in the room was electric, it was incredible, and this was way too good to not share here on YouTube. And this isn't just something for you to watch. We actually built a super cool interactive web app that you can play along in real time. Just scan the QR code on the screen or click the link in the description to join on your phone. I recommend watching this video on a TV or computer and then using your phone to play along. You can even turn it into a game night with family or friends, and if you prefer old school style, there's also a printable version linked below. Here's how it works. There are 3 rounds with 30 questions each. As you earn points, you will unlock fun achievement titles from Seed Starter to Broccoli Boss all the way up to Kale Master. Once Dr. Greger finishes reading each question, you'll have 10 seconds to answer. If you need more time, simply pause the video. All questions are multiple choice and come directly from Dr. Greger's research, including his best-selling books, How Not to Age and How Not to Die. When you're done, post your score in the comments. I'd love to see how you did and hear what you think. All right, grab your greens, get ready to laugh and learn, and let the Greger Games begin.
Let the Greger Games begin! All right, round 1 starts in 5 seconds. Get ready.
Dun, 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 dun! What is the #1 cause of premature death and #1 cause of disability in these United States? A, is it smoking? B, is it alcohol? C, is it physical inactivity? D, is it our diet?
All right, let's reveal the answer.
Oh my God! Too easy, come on!
There we go. Yeah. Well, that's the easiest question of the whole thing, so we're just warming you guys up. All right, question 2.
Question number 2, what percentage of our lifespan is determined by genetics, by our genes? Is it 15 to 30%? Is it 20 to 40%? Is it 35 to 50%? Is it 40 through 60%? A, B, C, or D? You've got 30 seconds.
All right, and the answer is A.
Very nice.
Very good.
So about 75% of our lifespan is within our hands. That's exciting news, and we're going to learn how to do it.
Let's do it.
Question number 3, what is the name for the compounds that can donate an electron to a free radical, stabilizing it and preventing damage? Is it A, oxidants? Is it B, telomeres? Is it C, enzymes? Or is it D, antioxidants?
All right, and the answer is, there you go.
100%. They're way too smart. Come on.
That's true. Thankfully, they get harder.
Yeah, that's what he says, but come on. What compound found in tempeh, mushrooms, and wheat germ can boost autophagy? Is it spermidine? Is it quercetin? Is it curcumin or resveratrol? And the answer is, boom!
All right, very good.
Spermidine, what can I say?
There you go.
But beginner round's over. What percentage of American adults over age 65 can expect to be diagnosed with hypertension, one of our leading causes of death? Is it a mere 25%? Is it 40%? Is it 65%? Even 80%? You tell me.
All right, 3, 2, 1. And the answer is...
All right. Question number 6. What is the most common cause of chronic liver disease in the United States, and actually number one cause of liver transplants, complete liver failure? Is it because of alcohol, alcohol-related steatohepatitis? Is it because of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease? Or is it because of chronic hep C infection, hepatitis C infection, or something called primary biliary cholangitis? PB and C, but yeah, not that kind.
So what would the CB and PB and J? What would you put in there?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, peanut butter on crust, I guess. I don't know.
There you go.
And the answer is indeed. Not that alcohol is any good for you. I'm just saying that's a saturated fat, and excess sugar is even worse. All right, number 7. Oh, this is a long one. In a study on oxidative stress and DNA protection, what effect did consuming 1.5 teaspoons of ground ginger daily for a week, 1 week, have on DNA damage in human cells exposed to free radicals? Now, did they find that A, DNA damage drops by about 25%? Did it find that B, DNA damage goes away completely, even after being exposed to free radicals? Did it find C, ginger flopped when it came to having any effect on DNA damage? After all, just 1.5 teaspoons for 1 week. Or D, did DNA damage increase to 11% of cells? Presumably it was lower before, but then went up after the ginger. Let's find out. Chai is in the balance. Ginger for the win!
There we go.
The 12% of you really thought ginger would do good, but hey, I'll take 25%. All right, moving on to question number 8. How many regions around our globe have been identified as official blue zones where plant-based diets are linked with longevity? Are there 4 blue zones on the planet Earth? Are there 5 blue zones on the planet Earth? Are there 6 or are there 7? List them out. What do you think?
Well, without revealing the answer of how many there are, do you have a favorite blue zone?
Of course I have a favorite blue zone. My favorite blue zone is the red, white, and blue zone, Loma Linda, California, the Seventh-day Adventist vegetarians. The only blue zone that continues to exist to this day. All the other ones have become westernized, and they're all eating Doritos.
Yeah.
It's true. Okinawa is actually is the least healthy prefect in all of Japan. Highest rates of obesity, most KFCs, really tragic change. But there's one blue zone still standing, and it's in California.
Yeah, so they've totally ditched the sweet potatoes in Japan.
They have, or they've deep fried them and turned them into God knows what.
All right, and the answer is,
Oh. The answer is B. All right, moving on. Question number 9. According to this obscure tome, notice how not to die, less than what percentage of Americans meet the minimum daily recommendation for fiber? Is it A, that 98% of Americans are fiber deficient? Is it B, 97% of Americans are deficient in fiber? Is it C, 95% of Americans eat fiber deficient diets? Or is it D, 93% of Americans eat fiber-deficient diet?
Three, two, one.
And the answer is B. Although that's actually changed. In the 10th anniversary of How Not to Die coming out this December, I remember that was one of the facts we had to update. All right, but...
Oh, what is the number now?
Yeah, it's actually better.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's surprising.
I think only about, I forget, something like 5%. So, for those of you who are predicting the future, then you actually got it right. But
Yeah, congratulations.
All right. Number 10. What does AMPK do in the body? Does AMPK switch the body from storing fat to burning fat? Does AMPK, which is an enzyme, does it promote protein synthesis through mTOR signaling? Does it encourage glycogen breakdown for energy release? Or does it enhance ketone body production during fasting? What does AMPK do? You tell me. And the answer is A. Very nice. Although people had those spread across the board at least.
So what is AMPK?
AMPK is known as the fat controller. And so I talk about it, I feature it in How Not to Diet, but also in How Not to Age because it's critical for longevity too. And we can boost it by exercise. Dun, 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 dun. All right, let's move on to question number 11. Which type of cells, nicknamed zombie cells, spew, what a great word, spew inflammation and are linked to age-related diseases? Are we talking about A, fibroblasts? Are we talking about B, senescent cells? Are we talking about C, glial cells? Or D, immune cells? And the type of cells is senescent cells. Indeed. All right. Question number 12. What spice, commonly sold in Indian grocery stores, known as long pepper, is recognized for its natural senolytic properties? By senolytic, we mean destroys those senescent zombie cells. Are we going to destroy the zombies with A, ginger, B, turmeric, C, black pepper, or D, papali? Or E, a shot to the head. But no, we'll just go A, B, C, D. And the answer is D. For bonus points, anyone know the compound inside of papali that is the purported senolytic compound?
Hyperlongamine?
Hyperlongamine. There. Oh, smart dude. Smart dude. All right, he gets all your points. Too bad.
So have you still been doing the, I've been calling them Dr. Greger spice packets, where you have the little potato starch packet.
Okay.
I actually picked up that tip from you.
Nice.
So you put in amla, papali.
Gross, yeah.
Some black cumin.
Cumin, nice.
And then turmeric.
Nice.
So are those the 4 that you use? Or?
There we go. Beautiful. Yeah, I call them my bat powder.
Yeah.
Right? All right, here we
you
go.
Said bat powder?
Bat powder, yeah. Black cumin, amla, turmeric.
Oh, nice.
All right. Okay. We are on to question number 13, eating. 5 or more servings of fruits and vegetables a day increases protective antibody responses in older adults by what percentage? We're talking, you take older adults, you randomize them to eat 5 or more servings of fruits and vegetables, and then you immunize them against pneumococcal pneumonia, leading killer of the elderly. And who has a better protective antibody response? Those that eat more fruits and vegetables. But how much better? Is it A, 38% better? Is it B, 56% better, just eating some fruits and veggies? Is it C, 63% better? Or is it D, 82% better? Antibody response to pneumonia immunization just by eating 5 more servings of fruits and vegetables, being randomized controlled trial, interventional trial. So exciting. This is how much power we have over our immune function. Let's see what it is.
All right, and that is time.
Even if it was just 38%, it would be amazing. But indeed, 82%. Look at you. Are you doubting the power of fruits and vegetables? All right. Okay, question 14. Oh, we're back to spices. Okay, which common kitchen spice was found to work just as well as an antidepressant drug brand name Prozac in treating mild to moderate depression? Head-to-head trial. Prozac versus which spice, and spice worked just as well. Not that that's saying actually too much, but is it A, was it a head-to-head trial, Prozac versus cinnamon? Was it B, nutmeg? Was it C, ginger? Was it D, saffron? 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Saffron for the win! A little pep me up paella will do it. Number 15, let's see what we got. Which anti-aging pathway involves the shortening of the ends of our chromosomes? Is that AMPK? Is that telomere attrition? Is that mTOR? Is that glycation? A, B, C, or D? Let's do it. And the answer is... Very nice, telomeres. That was an easy one. All right. Moving on to 16. Okay, what compound in strawberries is a natural senolytic compound? We talked about a piperlongumine in long pepper or papale. Well, there's something in strawberries that also kills those zombie cells. And is it fisetin? Is it B, spermidine? Is it C, quercetin? Or is it D, berberine? Why should we be eating strawberries in addition to them being delicious?
Oh!
Whoa! Look at this!
Wow.
Fisetin, strawberries, far more fisetin than anything else out there. Spermidine, that's where the wheat germ we already talked about. Where is quercetin found? Let's put Leif on the spot.
That's,
What do we got?
actually don't, yeah. I need a phone a friend.
Apples and onions. Very nice.
There you go.
Okay, and berberine. Where's berberine coming from?
Barberries.
Berberine from barberries. Very nice. Okay, question number 17. Which fruits and vegetables are found to douse systemic inflammation significantly better, presumably, than the other fruits and vegetables? A, is it those cruciferous and citrus? Is it the alliums, like onions and garlic, and greens? Or is it the berries and greens? Or is it the legumes and root vegetables? All of them are good, but one combination out of those 4 douses systemic inflammation significantly better. And the answer is... Oh, very nice!
Oh.
Berries and greens.
Very good.
Thanks for those pigments, those wonderful pigments, the anthocyanins, and then like the lutein, the xanthine. Excellent. Next.
If you had to choose just one,
What?
what is your favorite berry and leafy green?
And now, what's the healthiest, or what is just my personal random favorite?
We want to hear your personal favorite.
Oh, personal favorite berry on the planet. Oh my God, they're all so good. Okay, hold on. Okay, are you ready? I don't know. That's a good question. Oh, there's so many good. Okay, yeah, no, black raspberries, not blackberries, but actually black raspberries.
Wow.
Absolutely incredibly delicious, super healthy, cancer reversing. Did you see these videos where they literally got rid of precancerous lesions just by using black raspberry lozenges or rectal suppositories? That's a whole nother video. But I encourage you to eat it the other way, but amazing, and they're super delicious. Sometimes you find them pick your own farms. It's very hard to find commercially. But anyway.
What about greens?
Oh, what's
green?
My personal favorite? Oh my God. It's like wishing my favorite kids, right? Lacinato kale, that dinosaur kale, that black kale. Oh my God, look at that color. Look at that intensity, right? I can't beat that. All right.
Good answers.
Let's do it. Next up, question 18. How do our gut flora, our good gut bugs, produce acetic acid when we eat whole plant foods? What's acetic acid? That's vinegar. Our gut bugs produce vinegar when we eat whole plant foods. Why is that? Is it because they're digesting sugars in our colon? Or is it because they're fermenting fiber in our colon? Or are they breaking down fats in our colon? Or are they synthesizing proteins and producing acetic acid that way? And the answer is, 100%. Very nice.
Very good.
Yes, that's one of the short-chain fatty acids. There's butyrate, acetate, and propionate. So we want acidic poo, alkaline pee, and that's how we do it, by eating lots of fiber.
Very good. All right, next question.
Next question, number 19. What is the name of the family of proteins that act as cellular guardians, regulating various aspects of cellular health and longevity? Ooh, neat. Is it the telomeres, A? Is it the sirtuins, B? Is it the heat shock protein, C? Or is it the FOXO transcription factors, D? Husey. And the answer is sirtuins. Very good. Very good. All right, 10 more in the first round. Number 20 is which pathway? We're talking about an aging and or anti-aging pathway. Involves sugar binding to proteins. Is that glycation? Is that inflammation? Is that IGF-1 or is that sirtuins? Let's go 100%. 100%. All right. This is another toughie because we got rando percentages. Here we go. Women eating at least a half of a single mushroom a day have what percentage lower risk of breast cancer compared to women that don't eat any mushrooms every day? Are they a third less likely to develop breast cancer? Are they nearly half as likely to develop breast cancer? Or do they drop their risk nearly 2/3 or 3/4 of the risk out the window by eating a half a mushroom a day or more compared to eschewing mushrooms altogether, or eschewing? Are you going to underestimate again, or are you going to overestimate? And the answer is 64%. I tell you, I mean, mushrooms are, we're just talking half a mushroom. Come on. 64% lower. That's super exciting. All right.
I think people overestimated this because of the fruits and veggies one.
I know. Well, about half a mushroom. Yeah. Come on. Not even serving. Half a one mushroom. All right.
So last time that we talked and recorded a podcast together, we were talking about mushrooms.
Yeah.
And I have stated numerous times, I really don't like the taste of mushrooms.
Oh.
And I have worked to incorporate them.
Traitor! Get him!
I've worked to incorporate them into my diet. And last time we talked, you said porcini.
Porcinis.
That's the one.
Yeah?
I tried it and
you hate it.
It wasn't so good. I didn't like it so much. So what I've been doing...
Taste buds, dude. Yeah, come on.
What I've been doing is I've been taking mushroom powder and putting it into one of the potato sauce packets.
Yeah,
so
totally.
Does that get the Dr. Greger stamp of approval?
Right. But we want to have some kind of... Or you can eat tempeh. Right?
Okay, yeah.
You can eat tempeh. Right? We want to have something from the fungi kingdom because there are myconutrients, fungal nutrients not found anywhere else. So ergothioneine, the longevity vitamin, where is it found? In the fungus kingdom. Now, you can get a tiny amount in fruits and vegetables because the roots of plants actually suck some up from the soil, but it all comes from the soil fungi. And depending on how good the soil is, I mean, it might not be any ergothioneine. So if you're not eating some kind of mushroom or fungus like tempeh, or corn is another meat substitute made from the mushroom kingdom, you are just not getting your micronutrients like ergothioneine, also concentrated form of spermidine, right? Number one, most concentrated per serving, tempeh, right?
Yeah.
All right.
So does that get lost, the ergothioneine, does that get lost when it becomes powderized?
No. Yeah, you can dry it, you can do anything you want. You can cook it, you still get the ergothioneine. So you're getting your longevity vitamin by putting it so you gotta...
But still need to eat some more tempeh.
All right.
That's what I'll put. There we go.
That is fantastic. All right. Moving on, 22. Oh, back to spices. I love the spices. Okay, which spice did this obscure doctor highlight for cutting DNA damage rates by what? 55% with just a pinch a day. A pinch. While also showing powerful anti-cancer effects in lab studies. Are we talking about A, ginger, B, ginger, C, turmeric, or D, cinnamon? And the answer is... C, turmeric. Now, this is actually the exact same study as the ground ginger one. If you remember way back on question number 3 or whatever, right? Eating a teaspoon and a half of ginger dropped DNA damage by 25%. And here we are, just a single pinch, not a teaspoon and a half, just a pinch. And we got twice as much benefit, 55% drop in DNA damage. Turmeric, that's why it's part of the bat powder. That's why I encourage people to have a quarter teaspoon of turmeric every single day. Question 23. What percentage, moving on to some pandemic risk. What percentage of emerging and re-emerging human diseases originate from non-human animals? Is it A, nearly a quarter? Is it B, nearly half? Is it C, nearly 3/4? Or D, nearly all emerging and re-emerging human diseases come from the animal kingdom? And we're talking about infectious diseases. And the answer is... nearly 3/4. Very interesting. If you say, well, wait a second, where's the other one? Are we getting plant viruses or something? We just don't know where a certain percentage come from. But if we were including chronic diseases as well, then indirectly, they nearly all come from animals. But infectious disease, nearly 3/4, which is like where our next pandemic will come from. Number 24. How many, this is such a cool question. How many cells die in our body on average every single day? Is it how many cells, all cells, period, in our body die every day, die off? every single day. 50 million, 500 million, 5 billion, or 50 billion a day. No. Oh, that's a good question. No, just human cells. Very good question. Most of the cells in our body are actually not human, right? The bacteria in our gut. But no, human cells. Even if we had no gut bugs at all, how many cells are dying every single day? Let's see if they got it right. Whoa! Okay, amazing. Okay, let's break this down for a second. I think people have this concept that, our bodies are like machines and, you got to feed it the right fuel, but, eventually our kind of body breaks down with time, and so we try to feed it good stuff. But no, every day we birth 50 billion new cells and we kill off 50 billion new cells, such that by a year's time, we have replaced our entire body's weight worth of cells. We rebuild our bodies every single year. So food is not just fuel. Food is the building materials to make your entire body over the next year. And so what are we going to do? Get some drive-through shoddy building materials? Or do we want to build it from absolutely the best stuff? Because literally we remake our bodies every year. Okay, number 25. What are the two most prominent risks for death? Oh, and disability. We're talking dietary risks for death and disability on planet Earth. Whew, okay. Are we dying as a human species mostly because we're not eating enough fruit and eating too much salt? Or are we not eating enough vegetables and eating too much salt? Or C, too little fruit and too much saturated fat? Or D, too few vegetables and too much saturated fat? Oh, wow, okay. So all four of us are killing us, right? All four, but according to the Global Burden of Disease Study, the largest study of disease risk factors on planet Earth, funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the number 1 and number 2 dietary risk factor for death on planet Earth is A, B, C, or D?
Everyone was waiting for you to give them the answer.
This is a really excellent question, because they all, you can totally imagine them all competing, and boom! What? What? Interesting. Wait a second. So, not eating enough fruit kills more people than not eating enough vegetables. Not eating enough fruit. If you had to choose, you got some fruit, you got some vegetables, and you can only eat one, you eat your fruit. And what's killing us more is actually too much sodium or too much saturated fat. You will say, well, obviously saturated fat because heart disease, right? Yeah, but salt also increases your risk of heart disease and increases your risk of kidney disease and increases your risk of stroke and increases your risk of all sorts of other things. And so because high sodium intake contributes to so many different diseases, actually, number 1 dietary risk factor for death on planet Earth, too much sodium. Number 2, not eating enough fruit. There we go. And only 12% knew it. Who knew it? Who knew it?
Yeah, let's hear some cheers.
All right. Nice. Good job. All right. 4 left in the first round. Okay, this is a study evidently referenced in How Not to Die where diabetics ate a whole food plant-based diet, smart diabetics, for an average of only 16 days. What percentage of them were able to get off insulin altogether? Oh, this is a very famous study. This wasn't it wasn't a strictly plant-based diet, but it was definitely a high-fiber, low-fat diet packed with lots of plants. And after 16 days, type 2 diabetics, were a quarter of them able to get off insulin? So they all started out on insulin. Or B, was half of them insulin-free after just a little over 2 weeks? Was it C, all of them, like 16 days, they were all off insulin. Or D, 70% were off insulin, type 2 diabetics, insulin-dependent type 2 diabetics. Let's find out. Oh, juicy question. And the answer is B.
Wow.
Oh, I think.
All right, there was one table who got it. Who was it?
Really? Very nice.
Wow.
Wow. All right. So we're talking diabetics who've had diabetes literally for decades, injecting insulin every day, and then 16 days later on none in some cases. But that only happened to 50% of the people. You may have to actually eat plants for more than 16 days to get rid of your diabetes, your insulin dependence. But for half of you, that's all it took. That's very exciting. All right. Okay. 27. Oh, all right. 1 extra serving of fruit. Oh, we said how good fruit was. Is associated with what percentage of risk reduction dying from a lung disease, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, like emphysema. So wait a second, what does food have anything to do with lung health, right? That's like a smoking condition, right? But it's the tobacco increasing inflammation, oxidation. And so if you had anti-inflammatory foods, antioxidant foods, then you can actually cut down on damage. Let's see. Does a single extra serving of fruit a day, is that associated with a 12% reduction in risk of COPD, a 24% reduction? We're talking 1 serving, a 33% reduction in risk, or a 45% reduction in risk from a single serving a day. Risk not of getting it, but dying from COPD. So someone with COPD, want them to eat fruit, because a single more serving will reduce risk of them dying from this disease by how much? An apple a day keeps COPD away by 24%. It was just one serving of fruit. Come on. I mean, fruit's awesome, but come on. 24% reduction in risk. All right, question number 28. Which compound found in broccoli sprouts has been shown to activate the body's detoxification enzymes? Is it lycopene? Is it sulforaphane? Is it beta-carotene? Or is it curcumin? Now, if you had asked me what green is healthiest, not what green do I like the best, but what green is healthiest, and also what green is cheapest, same green, broccoli sprouts. Broccoli sprouts are the healthiest thing probably on planet Earth that you could eat. Like, if you could just eat one thing. Yeah, amazing.
B.
Boom!
There we go.
All right. Question number 29. The Hayflick limit. Very cool concept, Hayflick limit. What describes, I gave you a hint. I said it was cool, so I don't know. All right, describes which biological phenomenon? Is it A, the maximum number of times a normal human cell can divide before entering senescence, or stopping growing? Or is it B, the progressive shortening of telomeres with each cellular division? Or is it C, the self-digestion process by which cells recycle damaged components? Or is it D, the gradual decline in mitochondrial function as we age? Ooh, got any biology majors? Oh boy, here you go. All right, let's make sure everyone was able to click. We good? Okay, and the answer is A. A nice spread. Yes, and so this is where, the 50 billion a day dying and coming about comes from, is because our cells reach a limit. They can't just divide forever, only about 50 times before they stall out. Why? Because cancer. We want cells to naturally stop growing because we want to put a kibosh on cancer, and so we have to create new cells, and that's the famous Hayflick limit, which I talk about now on the stage. And the final question, before we tally up the interim scores for round 1, and that is, which form of diabetes can be prevented, arrested, perhaps even reversed? Not perhaps, can definitely be reversed with a healthy enough diet. Is that the type 1 diabetes? Is that the type 2 diabetes? Is that the gestational diabetes, which is diabetes comes along with pregnancy? Or is it all types of diabetes? Okay, and here we go, and the answer was type 2 diabetes. We have ended round 1. Let us see round 1 results. It is super close. Look at that.
All right, that's a wrap for round 1. Before we dive into round 2, I just want to quickly introduce myself. My name is Leif. I'm the founder of the Vegan Gym, and our team is on a mission to help 1 million people thrive on plants. So if you love learning about plant-based nutrition, then please take a second to make sure you're subscribed to both Dr. Greger's nutritionfacts.org channel and the Vegan Gym's channel. All right, now let's dive in for round 2.
All right, we are going to begin round number 2 of the Greger Games.
All right. Are you ready to get cruciferosis? Number 1, the mTOR pathway is best known for which function? We talked about AMPK before. Does mTOR act as an energy sensor that promotes catabolism during nutrient scarcity? Does it serve as the primary regulator of nutrient availability, stimulating cell growth and proliferation? Does it maintain chromosome integrity by protecting the ends of our DNA with telomeres? Or does it initiate the recycling of proteins and organelles through autophagy? That's a lot of sciencey words for everyone who just skipped over the first section of how not to age because they're like, oh, God. And the answer is, you got it. You got it. All right, AMPK is the energy sensor, telomeres are the telomeres, and that recycling of proteins, autophagy. All right, number 2, Dr. Dean Ornish. He did a groundbreaking study on patients with severe coronary artery disease, number 1 killer of men and women. Those placed on a healthy plant-based diet with or without exercise experienced what percentage of reduction from angina attacks, that crushing chest pain, within just a few weeks? Now, the control group, who was told to continue to eat the diet, whatever diet your doctor told you to eat, their angina frequency actually increased by 186%. Why? Because you keep eating the same diet that led to the atherosclerosis in the first place. Well, it's just going to get worse and worse. Whereas if you go on a plant-based diet, your angina attacks within just a few weeks drop by 70%, 82%, 91%, or 95%. Any of these would be like front page headline news every day, all around the world, forever. And the answer is 91%. Over 90%. Now, a few weeks is too short a time to actually change the structure of your arteries. It's not like your body had time to eat away all that plaque and open up the artery lumen. But this shows that eating healthy can improve the function, not just structure, but function of the arteries, dilating normally and reducing angina attacks 90% within a few weeks. Question number 3. What is considered what used to be considered the optimal LDL level, cholesterol level, the range at which the progression of atherosclerosis appears to stop? Are we going to stop our number 1 killer by having an LDL between 50 and 70? This is in milligrams per deciliter. We're basically the only country that uses those crazy units. But, or is it 60 to 80? Is it 70 to 90? Or is it 80 to 100? This may be the most important question number one killer of men and women, optimal LDL. There it is. 57. Now, why do I say 50 to 70 used to be? And that's because there are no longer targets. There used to be targets for primary prevention. Get your LDL under 70. But now all the guidelines internationally have moved to as low as possible. There is no limit by which lowering LDL lower doesn't accrue additional benefits, at least down to about 28. And so that's why I have a new book coming out next month, October, on lowering LDL with diet. Because, well, wait a second, if we have to get as low as possible, no longer can we sit on our laurels, but, with the average LDL of vegans, 68. Of course, it's a bell curve. You still end up higher, lower. But no matter how awesome your LDL is, it can be better. It can always be better. And so, why isn't everyone put on statin drugs? Well, 100 million people in the country are. But why isn't everybody put on statin drugs? Because there are risks too, right? Increasing diabetes, for example. So you got to weigh the balance of it. But what if there are steps you could take, safe, simple, side effect-free steps, like adding healthy foods to your diet that lower cholesterol? Well, then everybody should do it, because as low as possible should be your LDL.
So I just got my blood test 2 weeks ago, got an update to this number for myself. I'd love to know, what is Dr.
Well, wait a second, you first. I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
Oh. Yeah, so my number was 60.
60. All right, too high. Now, but that's the retort to literally any number you give me, right? Over 28 or so. Okay. For this book, I've been measuring my cholesterol every single week, trying different combinations of crazy foods, and blah blah blah. And so my LDL varies widely depending on what crazy things I'm eating or not eating, or intentionally trying to drive it up to drive it back down again. But so my LDL can range anywhere from 39 to about 140.
Wow. So what's and that's with different interventions.
And that's with crazy cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what'd you do for the 39?
Oh, well, then you got to get it's got my Portfolio Plus powder. So the Portfolio diet. So of course, the first thing you do is you remove all the foods that elevate your cholesterol, right? So that's the saturated fat, dietary cholesterol, and trans fats. And that should get you down. That's vegan, so that gets you down to 68. But, of course, we want to get much lower than that. So then, next step, adding foods that actively pull cholesterol from your body. And so back in, 2003, Dr. David Jenkins, the guy who invented the glycemic index, one of our most famous vegan scientists, came up with the Portfolio diet, which is a vegan diet, plant-based diet, but with an added portfolio of cholesterol-lowering foods. So at the time, there were 4. And so that's the most powerful cholesterol-lowering diet ever been published in medical literature. And so, but when all the targets went away, and it just had to be as low as possible, well, then I went back. I made it my mission this year to find out every single food, spice, herb, safe supplement that lowers LDL by at least 10 milligrams per deciliter, 10 points, on average in randomized controlled trials. Came up with like 20 different things. And so it's like, well, wait a second, how are you going to fit all that in? So I make this crazy, what I call my Portfolio Plus powder, which mixes all these crazy things. And so I do I've got a kitchen video coming up where I mix it all together. And then I got the weird powder, nasty powders, the tasty stuff you do different stuff with. Anyway, lots of stuff we can do to have control over our health destiny. Okay.
Very good.
Moving right along. Okay. What is the approximate percentage reduction in IGF-1 levels observed in individuals who switch from a diet that contains meat to a plant-based diet within just 2 weeks? IGF-1 is a cancer-promoting growth hormone. so we want to decrease it. It's boosted by animal protein, but you cut out animal protein, and within 2 weeks, your IGF-1 levels go down 5 to 10%, or do they go down 10 to 20%, or do they go down 25 to 35%, or after just 2 weeks, do they drop 40 to 50%? I don't even know if I would have known this one, just like off the top of my head. Oh, we're already here. And the answer is boom. Wow. All right. Yeah, 10-20% drop in IGF-1. Okay. Oh, nice. Okay. 5. Question number 5. After a high sodium meal, this is super interesting. High sodium meal, if you inject this into human skin, it appears to reverse much of the sodium-induced suppression of blood vessel function. Your arteries get all tight and stiffen when we eat a high-salt diet. You can actually feel, 1,000 years ago in Chinese medicine, they talked about eating a high-salt diet and getting a stiffening of the pulse. But if you can measure artery function, see little arteries in the skin, but you inject what vitamin, and all of a sudden, it's like you never ate that meal. And is it vitamin A they were injecting to reverse the salt-induced constriction of your arteries? Was it vitamin B12? Was it vitamin C? Or was it vitamin D? This is a juicy question. 3, 2, 1. I inadvertently gave you a clue. Juicy question. Vitamin C. And the reason this is so important is it shows what the mechanism is by which salt closes off our arteries. It's through production of free radicals. It actually cripples an antioxidant enzyme in our body, which normally detoxifies free radicals. But if you inject some antioxidants, you can actually reverse that sodium-induced constriction. So in addition, that's why it's important to eat lots of high antioxidant fruits and vegetables and cut your sodium at the same time. Question number 6. What does the term autophagy literally mean? Does it mean cell death? Does it mean fat burning? Does it mean self-eating? Or does it mean protein synthesis? Autophagy comes from auto and phagy, meaning self-eating. All right, number 7. Which oil has been shown to lower LDL cholesterol more effectively than olive oil? So you randomize people to olive oil or this oil, and those on this oil end up with lower cholesterol. Is it sunflower oil, canola oil, avocado oil, or soybean oil? Not that I recommend any oil. You should try to get all our macronutrients, including our fats, from whole plant foods, but better than olive oil for LDL reduction is canola oil, rapeseed oil.
A little bit of a trick question. So does that mean that you recommend canola oil? Olive oil?
No, I don't actually. So in a book I come out in January, another new book on ultra-processed foods, I talk about some of the processing contaminants. And actually, canola oil has the highest levels of a toxin called acrolein when heated. Which is ironic because canola oil is considered kind of the heart-healthiest oil. So I encourage people to stay away from all refined oils, just like from all refined carbs, just from all, refined proteins. We should get whole foods. So eat the canola plant. No, actually, you can't eat rapeseed. So eat some nut seeds. All right. Next up, question number 8. Another one of these sticky percentage ones. What approximate reduction in overall mortality, all-cause mortality, dying from all causes put together, is associated with just replacing 3% of daily calories from animal protein with plant protein? This is from the NIH-AARP study, the largest forward-looking study on diet and health in human history. It was done right here in the United States. Over 500,000 people followed. And they found out those swapping just 3% of calories from animal protein with plant protein reduced their risk of dying from all causes put together by 1%, by 4%, by 7%, or by 10%. We're just swapping 3%. How much benefit do we get? According to the biggest and best cohort study out there, swapping just 3% nets you a drop in 10% overall mortality. All right, okay, got a question for Leif here. What animal protein is twice as bad on average, swapping 3% of daily calories from this particular animal protein with plant protein drops your overall mortality 20%, actually 22%, but 20%. What's the worst animal protein out there?
Is processed meat an option, or it's just
processed meat? It's an option.
Processed red meat.
And in the and you're going with
chicken.
And I was going to say in the Harvard cohorts, unprocessed meat was the worst animal product, but no, worst animal protein. Who knows? Eggs.
Oh,
egg protein.
Yeah.
So you swap three. So you move from scrambled tofu, 3% change, 20% reduction in overall mortality. All right. Okay, moving on. Question number 9. So that's the egg protein, which is concentrated in the white. Okay, question number 9. What are the 2 major roles of that self-eating autophagy? Energy generation and fat storage? Or do we have autophagy because it maintains our telomeres and regulates our epigenetic regulation? Or does it control inflammation and oxidative defense? Or is it involved in nutrient recycling and cellular quality control? And the answer is D. Very nice. Got that one, right? We like that. Okay, another aging question. Question number 10. Which aging pathway or anti-aging pathway is sometimes described as exercise in a pill? Is that how they describe glycation? Or is that how they describe the enzyme AMPK? Or is that how they describe the enzyme mTOR? Or is that how they describe cellular senescence? All right, you should all get this one because there's actually 3 aging pathways, only 1 anti-aging pathway, and there it is, AMPK. All right, question number 11. Which type of fat? Okay, mainly found 2 places. Animal products and tropical oils, palm kernel oil, palm oil, and coconut oil, is especially known for provoking an inflammatory response. In fact, the most inflammatory component of the dietary inflammatory index, the most inflammatory component of any diet is this fat. Is it the omega-6 fats, the omega-6 polyunsaturated fats? Is it the saturated fats? Is it the trans fats and partially hydrogenated oils? Or is it the cholesterol, not just cholesterol, oxidized cholesterol oxidation products? What percentage do you think people are going to get right?
I'd say 60.
60%. He thinks you're stupid. 60%. Let's see. Only 47%. All right. It is the saturated fat. So more inflammatory than trans fats. more inflammatory than trans fat, saturated fat, the most inflammatory food component. Okay, Leif, who can tell me what is the single most anti-inflammatory food component in the food supply? Saturated fat's the worst. Best is?
Omega-3?
Nope. It is anti-inflammatory, but there's something even more anti-inflammatory.
Phone a friend? I was going to say phone a friend.
So not a food, but food component. Fiber, there it is. The most anti-inflammatory, right? Good gut bugs produce these short-chain fatty acids absorbed into our system, have anti-inflammatory effects. You can cut down on asthma attacks by eating more fiber. How does that work? Because they're so anti-inflammatory. All right, moving on. Number 12. One single sip of a strong alcoholic beverage exposes the oral cavity to carcinogenic concentrations of what compound? Even if you then spit it out, just having it in your mouth for a few seconds causes the formation of which carcinogen? Does it cause the formation of formaldehyde in your mouth, acetaldehyde, benzene, or ethanol?
So what percentage do you think you're going to get this?
This is a little tricky.
Yeah.
This is a little tricky. And people are like, why is it tricky? Well, I'll show you why it's tricky. Okay, that's because ethanol is turned into acetaldehyde, which is the carcinogen. Now, so, I mean, you could say ethanol is a carcinogen, but only because it turns into acetaldehyde. So acetaldehyde really is the better answer there. But amazing. So that's why, wait a second. What if you have alcohol mouthwash? You're spitting it out. No alcohol, no problem. No, you're creating carcinogens in your mouth, which can contribute to oral cancer, which is not the cancer you want to have. So alcohol-free mouthwash. And also, you don't want to kill off the good gut bugs on your tongue, which help with the nitric oxide. So alcohol-free mouthwash. All right. Question number 13. In controlled studies testing common kitchen spices, for their ability to reduce intestinal gas, which can be caused by beans, which combination of spices proved most effective? I don't even remember this study. That's cool. All right. Okay. So, are we making our beans with cloves, cinnamon, and garlic? Or if you make your beans with turmeric, pepper, and ginger, do you get less gas? Or is it oregano, nutmeg, and basil that we're getting less gas? That would be tasting a little strange. Or is it cumin, fennel, and cardamom? This whole question is making me hungry, but I bet I would have got this wrong, frankly.
All right.
And the answer is, evidently, oh my God! I didn't think this would happen. Well, look, I would have got it wrong too, so. We all have to eat our beans, but evidently, I want a fact check on this thing.
We'll do that.
Okay, question number 14, almost halfway done. Interesting. Research on airline pilots has looked at how diet may protect against DNA damage from cosmic radiation. They're so high up in the atmosphere. Their DNA is being bombarded by cosmic rays, which increases DNA damage. And so what type of food showed the strongest protective effect? So if you're going to take a long flight, what are you packing for a snack to protect you from the radiation from the galaxy? Are you taking some berries with you? Are you taking some citrus with you? Are you taking some root vegetables with you? Or are you taking some green leafy vegetables with you to protect your DNA from cosmic rays? And I actually do this because of this study. I actually take this on a plane. What do I take on the plane? I take kale chips on the plane. Your green leafy vegetables. Yeah, isn't that interesting? Very cool. Very cool. I probably wouldn't have guessed that, but that's what the study showed. All right. Moving on to question 15. Oh, which of the 4 following berries has the highest antioxidant units per cup? Among common berries, we know that the uncommon berry, amla, Indian gooseberries, would be the highest on the planet Earth. But of these 4, at 650 antioxidant units per cup, when we talking about strawberries, is it blueberries, is it raspberries, or is it blackberries? The most antioxidant-packed common berry. Blackberry!
There you go.
And so before writing How Not to Age, what would I put in my, oat groats in the morning? I put blackberries because they had the highest antioxidant. And then I found out about the phenylated compound facet and started adding some strawberry powder. Or frozen strawberries or freeze-dried strawberries or fresh strawberries. And so because they're not highest in antioxidant, but they do have this crazy compound.
What do you think of using frozen berries? So I just get
Love frozen berries. You look at my freezer, it's half frozen greens, half frozen berries.
There you
right?
go.
And so, you can buy it year round. It's cheaper. You always have it fresh, absolutely, quote unquote fresh. Sometimes they actually have more nutrition because it's frozen the day of picking, as opposed to sitting on a ship from New Zealand or something, losing nutrition, being exposed to the air, being exposed to sunlight. Yeah, so sometimes frozen can actually be healthier than fresh. I mean, obviously, local, the berries from your garden are the best, but the birds eat all my berries, so I gotta get them frozen.
And the point about greens as well. Freezing your greens, that's a great hack. It's so amazing for smoothies, especially.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Easy squeezy. Oh, yeah, or you can grow your own broccoli sprouts right in a mason jar, and then you have your greens. That's what I've been doing recently is broccoli sprout smoothies. It sounds disgusting, but super healthy. Notice I didn't say, but not disgusting. Super healthy. Question number 16. Within hours of consuming meat, your kidneys, your poor kidneys, rev up into what mode? Is it hypersecretion mode? Is it hyper-reabsorption mode? Is it hyper-concentration mode? Or something called hyperfiltration mode? This is more kind of just a word choice. But yeah, this is what's technically called.
And the answer is?
And the answer is hyperfiltration mode. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. Our bodies can handle it. We stumble across some, dead carcass of some, saber-toothed tiger or something, and our kidneys can handle that extra animal protein. But you don't want to do it all the time because it causes a lot of stress. All right. Whereas if you did the same, so they did the same study with tofu, same amount of protein, but plant protein, no hyperfiltration mode. It's as if the kidneys were totally fine. And we know it's an inflammatory response because you give people animal protein plus a powerful anti-inflammatory drug actually cancels out the hyperfiltration effect. So it has this pro-inflammatory effect on the kidneys that you don't get from plant protein, which is very nice. Question number 17. How long does it take AMPK activity to nearly triple during cycling, according to a study on muscle biopsies? So these poor people, they're cycling and they keep taking little pieces of their muscle. It's like, all right, 10 minutes, boom, 20 minutes, boom. But look, you pay people enough money, all right. Okay, so remember, AMPK, that's the good stuff, fat controller, right? For longevity, for releasing body fat, for burning body fat. Okay, do we get a tripling of that important enzyme activity after 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 45 minutes, or 90 minutes? Do we have to cycle 90 minutes to get a tripling? Let's find out. Oh, there we go, and the answer is Wow, just 20 minutes. Right? Very nice. Excellent. Any amount of exercise is better than no exercise. Question number 18. Okay, so this is an in vitro study. We are testing common vegetables against multiple types of cancer growing in a petri dish. And which vegetable proved to be most effective across the board, including against breast cancer and brain cancer cells in a petri dish? Was it diluted concentrations of onions? Was it leeks? Was it garlic? Or was it broccoli? All healthy foods. All anti-cancer foods. But which one won? All good foods, but the answer is... Whoa! Upset of the night! Yeah, garlic. Broccoli's fantastic, don't get me wrong, but come on. All right, but cancer does not like your breath. Okay, question number 19. Tart cherries reduce inflammation in healthy individuals by lowering levels of this protein. That's not how they lower the inflammation, but as a consequence of lowering inflammation, you can see that by a lower level of hemoglobin, or is it a lower level of C-reactive protein? Is it a low level of albumin or low level of globulin, which shows just how much inflammation has dropped by eating tart cherries. One of the most common indicators of systemic inflammation, C-reactive protein. Very nice, good. Excellent. Now, that was an easy one. And speaking of easy ones, let's do some true and false. Okay. People don't like true and false, evidently, but here we go. Eating a daily tablespoon of ground flax seeds can extend a woman's menstrual cycle by about a day, thereby decreasing lifetime estrogen exposure since she'll have fewer periods throughout her life, and thereby reducing breast cancer risk. So, is that true or false? Meaning, wait a second, is it less than a day, more than a day with a tablespoon? Or to get a day, do you have to do more than a tablespoon, less than a tablespoon? Or is it 1 tablespoon, 1 day? True or false? One tablespoon, 1 day. True. Very nice. All right, about evenly split. Okay, 21. Which family of vegetables contains unique compounds essential for activating specialized immune cells that help maintain the body's intestinal defenses? Ah, fancy. All right. If we don't get these vegetables in our diet every day, we're going to miss out. Is it the allium family vegetables, like the garlic, onions, leeks, etc.? Is it the nightshade vegetables, like the tomatoes, eggplant, peppers? Is it the broccoli family, the cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, kale, cabbage? Or is it the legumes, beans, peas, split peas, and lentils? How are we going to activate our body's intestinal defenses? You got burned by broccoli before, but it's the right answer. All right. Now, okay, so it's amazing. There are compounds within broccoli that activate intestinal defenses. Why would our body activate? Well, because it's very costly, obviously, to maintain a high level of immune activity in our intestine 24 hours a day. Waste a lot of energy. We produce just like billions of these antibodies. I think millions a second, actually. So we only need to really have active intestinal defenses when we're eating. So what's our body's cue that we're eating? Well, how did we evolve? We evolved eating basically fruits and greens And so our body's like, oh, well, obviously, every single meal you're going to have greens, obviously. And so we evolved to be activated. Our body says, oh, you're eating greens? Oh, you must be eating a meal. And if you don't eat greens, your body's like, oh, I don't know what just happened, but there's no food there. And so our intestinal defenses are quiescent. So, greens, ideally with every single meal. All right, and not just any greens, cruciferous vegetables. Okay, what molecule, question 22, is required for sirtuins to function? Is it ATP? Is it glucose? Is it NAD+, or is it cholesterol? Sirtuins are our cellular guardians, but they don't work on their own. What do they need? Nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. Very nice. Okay, 23. 7 more questions left for this round. What organ primarily produces IGF-1 in response to growth hormone? Okay. As well as the eating animal protein. Is it our pancreas pumping out this cancer-promoting growth hormone, IGF-1? Our kidneys producing IGF-1? Is it our liver or is it our brain? All 4 of those organs are hormonal organs. They produce various hormones. But which one produces IGF-1 primarily? Anytime you get a question, which organ does what, there's one organ that does freaking everything, and that's the liver. It's always a safe answer. All right, number 24. What preservative in meat is thought to mimic the lung-damaging properties of cigarette byproducts? Is it the nitrates in meat, the phosphates in meat, the nitrites in meat, or the sulfites in meat? That one of the reasons why it's carcinogenic, why we know processed meat is a known human carcinogen. The carcinogens in cigarette smoke are called nitrosamines, and they come from the nitrites in processed meat. All right, 25. What specific type of compounds found in plants are known to directly activate sirtuins, those cellular guardians? Is it the alkaloids that activate sirtuins, the flavonoids, the carotenoids, or the polyphenols? You can activate sirtuins with resveratrol, which is a polyphenol. However, it also shrinks your brain, so don't take resveratrol, but it does activate sirtuins. All right, 26. Studies show that statin drugs, cholesterol-lowering statin drugs, reduce the absolute risk of heart attack by about 3% over 6 years. Now, in contrast, the absolute risk reduction that has been observed with a plant-based diet in even less time, 4 years. This was Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn. So statin drugs, 3%. Whole food plant-based diet, is it 40%, 50%, 60%, 70%? Potentially 20 times more potent, 60%. All right. Oh, that was a close one. All right. Number 27. In a study of men with early-stage prostate cancer, those who regularly ate poultry, chicken and turkey, had up to how many times the risk of prostate cancer progression compared to those who did not regularly eat poultry? Does poultry consumption double one's risk of prostate cancer progression? Triple it, quadruple it, or quintuple it? And the answer is... Oh, nice! You're trying to like psych out the questioner. Well, it's not that extreme, but maybe I'll go. All right, here we go. Very good. Okay, question 28. Which condition best reflects a state in which mTOR activity is suppressed or downregulated? mTOR is a pro-aging pathway. We want to suppress it. Do we suppress it by hypoxia, which is oxygen deprivation? Or do we suppress it with AMPK activation, low glucose availability, or protein restriction, or fasting? And the answer is indeed. So, AMPK and mTOR kind of work like a seesaw. So that was like the second best answer. But no, really, protein restriction. Protein is what drives mTOR. And the reason fasting lowers mTOR is because you're protein restricting, because you're not eating protein, like not eating everything else. And it doesn't matter if you're not eating the sugar for the glucose. 29, we're back to true and false, which you love so much. Okay, the blood pressure lowering effect of dietary nitrate from greens and beets. Does it work by converting to nitrite by bacteria on our tongue and then to nitric oxide in the body? So many ways that could be true or false. Everything has to be true for it to be true. Is it nitrate to trite to nitric oxide? Yes, it is.
All right, how many of you guessed that one?
Now, and you said, wait a second. I thought nitrites were the bad thing. Nitrites are only bad because they turn into nitrosamines in the meat. Nitrosamine is the carcinogen, just like ethanol to acetaldehyde. And we can prevent the production of nitrosamines by having antioxidants in our stomach and not having amines and amines, which is found in meat. All right, final question of the round. In a study of men with hereditary colorectal cancer, a combination of curcumin and what other phytonutrient found in red onions and grapes decreased the number and size of polyps by more than half? So this is how you study colorectal cancer. People get lots of cancer because they have this genetic condition. And so you give them different foods and see what makes less cancer. Interventional trial, is it the quercetin, the lycopene, the resveratrol, or the lutein that's found in onions and grapes that's thought to be the reason why we can decrease the number of new polyps? And we kind of gave it away before. It's the quercetin. Remember the onions? Quercetin and onions and onion. All right. It's also found in grapes too. Okay. End of round 2. Let's see how we're doing.
All right, that's a wrap for round 2. You're doing an awesome job. Please feel free to pause, stretch, and grab a healthy snack before jumping into round 3. When you're ready, it's time for our third and final round. Best of luck. Let's dive in.
Do it. All right, first question. Damn AMPK. If everyone just studied AMPK, they'd be half the way there. What happens to AMPK activity as we get older? Does it progressively increase to compensate for aging cells? Does it remain relatively stable but becomes less responsive to activation signals? Or does it decline with age, reducing cellular repair and energy regulation? Or does it fluctuate depending on dietary intakes but show no consistent age trend? And the answer is, it declines, it goes down. That's why it's even more important to eat and live healthy as we get older. Number 2, which plant traditionally used in Middle Eastern countries can boost AMPK? It gets lower as we get older, so what can we do to boost it? We can exercise, and we can eat turmeric or black cumin or ginger or garlic. We can do all of the above, but if you had to choose one for AMPK. And the answer is nigella seeds, black cumin. 100%.
Wow. Good job, everyone.
What?
That's impressive.
What?
I thought that would stump some people. Good.
Okay. Next question, number 3, not about AMPK. The odds of living to 100 have risen from approximately 1 in 20 million in the early 1800s to as high today as 1 in 50, 1 in 100, 1 in 250, or 1 in 500. As much as, so this is the highest population we find. This is actually women living in certain healthy countries, not the U.S. So like, I forget if it's Japanese women or Scandinavian women, but as many as 1 in 50, 1 in 100, or 1 in 250, or 1 in 500 end up and whoa, yeah, 1 in 50. That's still really low, only 5% chance of hitting 100, even on the best general population circumstances. Okay, moving on to question 4. Besides dietary antioxidants. Oh, okay. What's another primary way that the body's antioxidant defenses can be boosted? So, and exogenous antioxidants that you eat, that's just one part. You actually have antioxidant enzymes, all sorts of ways to deal with free radicals. And how can we boost it besides eating lots of blackberries and healthy foods? Well, does caloric restriction boost our antioxidant defenses? Or what about intermittent fasting? What about regular exercise? Or what about cold plunging? What is going to boost our antioxidant defenses the most out of those 4 things? Are we eating antioxidants while we fast, exercise, or plunge? It's when we're exercising. Yeah, as many as, I think, 10% of our cells can suffer DNA damage after a marathon because of the free radicals that are generated through that intense effort. But you come back later and you've so boosted your antioxidant defenses that your baseline levels of DNA damage are significantly lower than had you not run that marathon. Question number 5. Researchers using vitamin C levels as a biomarker for fruit and vegetable intake. You can't just ask people how many fruits and vegetables they eat because they lie to your face. So, based on high fruit and vegetable intake as measured by high levels in their blood of vitamin C, among people who don't take vitamin C supplements. Okay, so you don't smoke, high levels of vitamin C in your bloodstream, and you exercise regularly. Compared to people that do none of those 3 things, how many years longer do you get to live? Lots of fruits and vegetables, regular exercise, not smoking, compared to people who smoke, sit on the couch, and don't eat lots of fruits and vegetables. What's the spread? Is it 7 years between them? 10 years? 14 years? 18 years? Just those 3 things get us more than a decade. Very nice. Excellent. Oh, a nice spread, though. All right. So let's get technical. In women with early-stage breast cancer, researchers found that components found in apple peels, this is why we should not peel our apples, components in apple peels, not in the flesh, could switch back on a tumor suppressor gene that causes cancer cells that cancer cells often silence. Which gene is that? So cancer cells turn off a tumor suppressor gene. That's how they grow into tumors. But we can switch it back on by eating apple peels. Are we talking about the gene called P53, PTEN? Or is this the BRCA gene, BRCA1? Or is this the MASPIN gene? Eat your apple peels, but this is testing some high-level technical knowledge. I bet only 10% gonna get this one right. And it's 0%. Wow. Yeah, I knew BRCA would, yeah, all right. Just, that's the apple peel gene, sorry. Okay. Question up, but at least, we're still on equal playing field. All right, question number 7. What is the abbreviation of the harmful compounds formed when sugars react with proteins and fats, creating a sticky buildup linked to aging as she cross-reacts proteins? Are we talking about advanced lipid end products, advanced glycation end products, reactive oxygen species, free radicals, or reactive carbonyl species? Another type of free radical. Ooh. Are they ales, ages, Ross, or Rookus? Got a whole chapter about AGs, my upcoming book on ultra-processed foods. There it is, 94%. Good job. Okay, question number 8, on average. Ooh, this is cool. How much additional life expectancy is gained for every minute we spend exercising? I don't have time to exercise. Well, maybe you get more time if you actually do exercise. Is it 1 for 1? You spend a minute exercising, and you get an extra minute of life. So it's like you didn't even waste any time. Or is it a 2 for 1 deal? Right? You get twice as much time as you put in. Or is it a 3 for 1 deal? You get 3 minutes for every 1 minute you go out jogging. Or is it a 4 for 1 deal? We may be able to live an hour longer if we just exercise 20 minutes. All right.
Yeah, this is an incredible statistic.
Isn't that cool?
It's really cool.
All right. But of course, we want to live healthy. This is healthy years of life, right? All right. And that's what you get when we exercise. Okay, question number 9. Oh, give me some spermidine. What does spermidine play a key role in? Does spermidine promote collagen formation? Does it regulate cholesterol metabolism in the liver? Does it regulate cell growth? Or does it modulate blood clotting? Oh, we know spermidine is good. But what is it actually doing in our body? Wheat germ protects our DNA and thereby regulates cell growth. Very nice. Okay, question number 10. Which spice has been shown to lower not only cholesterol, not only triglycerides, not only blood sugar, more stuff too, and body fat, and is effective at doses, a 1/4 teaspoon a day, that's all you need, and thereby recommended in this book I have on lowering LDL cholesterol. Every day, we should have at least 1/4 teaspoon of what? Is it black cumin? Is it cinnamon? Is it turmeric? Is it nutmeg? Let's find out. It's in the bat powder for a reason. Black cumin. Cinnamon also lowers your LDL cholesterol, but you have to, I think it's like a teaspoon. It's not as potent. I forget the amount, but turmeric does, but again, a higher amount. And I don't think nutmeg affects your LDL at all. All right, number 11. Drinking 3 cups, in fact, black cumin does so many stuff. It's like the liver. It's like, go for black cumin if you have a chance. Okay, drinking 3 cups, coffee. Hold on. 3 cups of coffee a day is associated with what % reduction in the risk of dying from all causes put together? 3 cups of coffee a day is a health-promoting behavior. In decaf too works just as well. It's not the caffeine, it's the chlorogenic acid, the primary antioxidant. Why? Because it boosts autophagy, amazing stuff. Is it decreasing, 3 cups a day, your risk by 5% of dying from all causes, 13%, 25%, or 40%? Oh, I'm gonna give you a hint. Drinking 3 cups of green tea every day drops your risk 23%. So is coffee better? Does it work better? Does it work less as good as green tea? Green tea's 23, where's coffee? Decaf or not, 13%. Oh, nice. I'm surprised. That's good. Good. All right. Coffee is health promoting, but every cup of coffee is a lost opportunity to drink green tea, though they work by different mechanisms, so presumably you get a synergistic effect by drinking both. Question number 12. According to international studies, the incidence of colon cancer begins to rise sharply when average daily stool weight drops below how much? All right. Now, the way you measure is you step on the scale before and after. What were you thinking? Okay. Over the entire day, what's the cutoff? So the larger stools associated with lower risk of cancer. Do we have to, is it 1 pound is the cutoff where it really goes up? 3/4 of a pound, half a pound, or can we drop quarter pounders and still? Let's see. Colon cancer rates shoot up in people that have less than a half a pound a day. That's nothing. Nothing. All right. Doesn't
Do you know
take much.
your average?
What?
Do you know your average?
I do not know my average. But now I'm tempted. All right. That's the next book. That's right. Well, they have those, animals pooping books. So it's like Dr. Greger poops. That'd be like a children's book for, All right. 13. Question number 13. Which nut? We haven't done a lot of nuts. What nut stands out among the others for its unique ability to improve artery function and suppress cancer cell growth in a petri dish, while also ranking high in antioxidants and omega-3s? Wow, does all that. So this one nut really does stand above the others. Randomized controlled trials actually improve artery function. Probably the most important thing it does. Is it the almonds that do that? Is it cashews that do that? Is it walnuts that do that? Or is it Brazil nuts that do that? Oh, nice. Oh, we got to get 100%? 100%!
Very good.
It's interesting. The 2 most cholesterol-lowering nuts, this is just what's in my head from the new book, is actually cashews and walnuts together. So I didn't know cashews are so, right, LDL lowering. So yeah, but they don't have the artery dilating effect that walnuts do. But I was surprised cashews are so effective in lowering LDL cholesterol. Better than other nuts. I think walnuts are actually number 2. Very interesting. Anyway, number 14. Question number 14. Which of the following foods has been reported to contain the most sodium? Not just reported, it actually has the most sodium on average. A serving of beef, serving of baked, so like not fried, chicken, a large McDonald's French fries, or a serving of salted pretzels. Number 1 dietary risk factor for death. If you had to avoid one to keep your sodium low, what would you skip? I think we're going to do good here. And yeah, very nice indeed. Why does chicken have more sodium in it? Because they inject it with sodium. They actually inject it because it's sold by the pound. So they inject it to hold on to water weight, phosphate additives, sodium, making it a very poor choice. So you can have 400 milligrams sodium. It's like 6 times more than what it would naturally have. And they don't have to list it on the label because it's considered part of the processing, not like an ingredient, which is bullshit. Anyway. Question number 15. Okay, this is a question you're not gonna like. Which food, in fact, they're all mushrooms, so let's just say which mushroom was shown in studies to improve breath, body odor, and stool smell? How would you like to, they actually had evaluators. No, really? How'd you like that job? Within weeks of consumption. This is really fascinating. So, to make your poop smell better, and your breath and your body, is it shiitake mushrooms, oyster mushrooms, reishi mushrooms, or plain white button mushrooms? For those of you confused by stool smell, shiitake mushrooms, no! It's plain white button. That was one of the most interesting sections. The smell, so it's in the sex chapter of How Not to Age, where there's a distinctive body smell of the elderly. And it's because as we get older, we start exuding these like weird omega-6 fats in our skin, and certain bacteria on our skin microbiome turn those into this stinky compound. It's like the smell, it's like grandma. It's like the grandpa smell. But we can reduce that smell by eating just plain white button mushrooms. They randomize people, and all orifices smell better with mushrooms. So get with the powder. Okay. Number 16.
So we have just 15 questions left.
All right. Okay. This is the final half of the final round. Okay. Research shows turmeric benefits are greatly boosted. Let's say bioavailability. Turmeric's bioavailability greatly boosted by black pepper. Just a small amount can double its effect, actually increase it 2,000%. How much is needed to achieve this result? Interesting. So you add this much black pepper. It doesn't say how much turmeric. I forget what the study. So I'm going to say a teaspoon. So let's assume this question is a teaspoon of turmeric. How much black pepper do you have to add to that teaspoon of turmeric to get a 2,000% increase in bioavailability? Do you have to do 1-to-1? A teaspoon of black pepper to a teaspoon of turmeric? Or is it just half a teaspoon of black pepper, a quarter teaspoon, or an eighth of a teaspoon of black pepper is all you need for that boost? I think it may actually even be less than that, but eighth of a teaspoon. I think it's just like a tiny pinch. It's all it really takes. And the reason I say bioavailability rather than benefits is how black pepper works. It actually suppresses your detox enzymes of your liver, and so you have higher levels of curcumin in your bloodstream because your body isn't as good as recognizing it as a foreign substance and lets it through into your system. Is that necessarily good? Well, it depends what you're taking the turmeric for. But if you want high levels of curcumin in your system, then definitely taking it with black pepper will do that, which is a traditional way they make curry. Okay, 17. Neurotrophins are a family of growth factors that promote the development, function, and survival of neurons, the nerve cells in our brains and elsewhere. Which neurotrophin is the most abundant and linked to the health of the hippocampus, the brain's memory center? Oh, fancy. Okay, are we talking about BDNF, the brain-derived neurotrophic factor? Are we talking about NGF, nerve growth factor? Are we talking about GDNF, glial cell line-derived neurotrophic factor, or NT3, neurotrophin number 3. Doesn't really matter what we call it. It's what we can do to boost it to help with our brain health. And of course, I talk about it a lot in the book. What are we boosting? We are boosting BDNF. I actually don't know if those other 3 even exist. I think they just I don't think I've heard of any of those other ones.
I don't think they do.
Yeah, I think we made those up. All right. Oh, they sounded good though. All right, question 18. Nitrates, important for helping to reverse age-related heart and artery stiffness, improving artery function in humans. What's the healthiest way to get our nitrate fix? Are we eating a salad with cucumbers, green beans, and tomatoes? Or are we eating a clove of garlic every day? Are we eating a daily serving of steamed or sauteed white mushrooms? Or are we eating a daily green leafy salad with arugula and spinach? See with what a straight face I read those answers as if we didn't know it was 100%. Arugula. All right, rocket for the win. Question 19, 11 to go. Okay, a morning oatmeal habit. Great way to get in some whole grains, kickstart your day, especially oat groats, wonderful. According to the Daily Dozen, how many servings of whole grains should you eat each day? Oh, okay, there's just a random oatmeal thrown in. Okay, but look. All right, so how many whole grains we should get? So you could get one by having some oatmeal in the morning. So you just need one more to get your 2 servings of whole grains a day, or do you need one at every single meal, 3 servings a day, or do you need like 5? You need to have like a whole grain snack, 2 snacks in there for 5 servings a day, or just big servings in your meals, or 4 servings a day of whole grains according to the Daily Dozen. Three servings a day. And it's just like a half a cup, all right? Easy, super easy. You get 3 servings in a meal. Okay, number 20. How much ground flaxseed is part of the Daily Dozen is needed to meet your recommended omega-3 alpha-linolenic acid intake. One of the reasons why I said you should get this much ground flaxseed every day is because it fits the 2.2 grams of alpha-linolenic acid. Can you get that in a single teaspoon? Do you have to do a tablespoon? Do you have to do 2 teaspoons? You have to do 2 tablespoons. So 1 or 2 teaspoons or tablespoons? Let's find out. This is what I recommend in the Daily Dozen. Daily Dozen says a tablespoon of ground flax seeds every day. Although interesting, so for the cholesterol lowering book, I actually have to bump that up. So you don't actually get LDL lowering with a tablespoon a day. You get all your ALA, you get the anti-cancer fighting lignans, but you don't actually get the 10 points of LDL we're looking for with just a tablespoon, so you have to bump it up for cholesterol lowering. So if you don't like flax, you're going to hate the new book. Okay, we talked about whole grains.
We just have 10 questions left.
10 left. According to the Daily Dozen, how many servings of legumes, beans, split peas, chickpeas, lentils are we recommending every day? Do we need to get less legumes than whole grains and only get 2 servings? Or do we need as many servings of legumes as we need whole grains? So like at least like a serving a meal. Or do we need 4 servings? So we really got to pack it in. Or 5 servings of legumes. What does the Daily Dozen recommend?
Ten seconds.
You knew the Gregor games were coming. If you didn't look at your Daily Dozen before your comment, come on. And there it is. So have some legumes for breakfast. All right, 22. Okay, Daily Dozen. Okay, when I say I want people to eat a daily serving of berries, the healthiest fruits out there, Am I saying you needed a cup a day, fresh or frozen, or a half cup dried, or a half a cup fresh or frozen and a quarter cup dried, or a third of a cup fresh or frozen and 2 tablespoons dried, or 3/4 of a cup fresh or frozen, or a half a cup dried? What is a serving of berries in the daily dozen? Is it 1 cup, is it half a cup, a third of a cup, or 3/4 of a cup? A half a cup a day. You can eat more. That's just the minimum. Aspirational minimum. Okay, question number 23 in the Daily Dozen. Oh, what's the serving size? Oh, fancy. Serving size and how many servings a day are recommended. So when I talk about, so are we talking about 8 cups a day, but the cups are only 6 ounces? We're talking about 10 cups a day for like regular cups. Is it like 10 regular 8-ounce cups? Or is it like 3 a day, but they have to be 15 ounces? Or is it 5 a day and it has to be 12 ounces? Whoa. Does that come out to different? So is that like 48, 80, 45, or 60 ounces of fluid a day? Interesting. This is assuming moderate temperatures and exercise. And the answer is 5 a day of 12 ounces. Of course, it's just the amount, right? Okay, there we go. So actually a cup is actually pretty small, so like a typical cup is more like the 12 ounces. All right, so it's more like 5 glasses of water a day. Okay, number 24. When fruits are juiced rather than blended, what is the primary nutritional drawback? Are you reducing antioxidant bioavailability due to exposure to the air? Are you losing dietary fiber, which lowers satiety and impairs glycemic control? Are you decreasing the vitamin C stability from mechanical disruption when you juice rather than blend? Or are you lowering the mineral absorption from reduced cellular breakdown? There's actually an even better answer, but of these. Oh, okay. And it is indeed lots of fiber. Okay. Okay, but for those of you who are like, well, look, fiber. I get so much fiber. I eat whole plants all day. I don't need a little extra fiber. I'm fine on fiber. Why not just juice instead of blend? Because it's not the fiber we care about. It's the polyphenols, which are attached to the fiber. 80% of the polyphenols. So the reason why fruits and vegetables are good for you, one of the primary theories is because of the polyphenols. Thousands of different polyphenols in fruits and vegetables. That's really probably the active component of fruits and vegetables. 80% of them are covalently bonded to the fiber. They're attached to the fiber and aren't released until the fiber is digested. Where does that happen? It happens in the colon, right? So our body breaks off and then the polyphenols can be absorbed into our system. Okay, and so when we remove the fiber from foods, we think, you do a juicer, and there's just a pulpy mass. And it's just like, oh, it's just like nothing there, right? Oh, here's the nutrients. No, 80% of the polyphenols are here, 20% are in the juice because it's bonded to the fiber. And so that's why better to do a smoothie where you put it in the blender and you get all that fiber still in there. Otherwise, you're losing 80% of the polyphenols, which is practically 80% of the value. So yeah, don't juice, blend. Okay. 25. 5 left. Which preparation method best preserves the formation of sulforaphane, the key health-promoting compound in cruciferous vegetables when you cook them? Ooh, okay. How do we maximize the formation of this wonderful compound, sulforaphane? Do we chop and immediately cook to minimize nutrient loss? Are we freezing the florets prior to cooking to stabilize the enzymes? Are we chopping and waiting 40 minutes before applying heat? Or are we microwaving briefly before chopping to activate rosinase, which is the enzyme that actually creates sulforaphane? And the answer is hack and hold.
Wow, good job.
Although I have an update for you for the 10th anniversary of How Not to Die coming out this December, we only have to wait 30 minutes now. There's a new study The only reason we had to wait 40 minutes is because there was only a study that looked at 40 minutes. Finally, they did a study. 30-minute works. Maybe 20 works. Maybe 10 works. We don't know. It hasn't been studied. But at least we know 10 will work, so you don't have to wait the full 40. Okay, 26. 26. In the Daily Dozen, greens. Among the healthiest foods, right? The healthiest vegetable are dark green leafy vegetables. However, I caution against eating which type of sprout due to salmonella outbreaks. So eggs, for example, sicken millions with salmonella, but hundreds are affected by salmonella linked to what kind of sprout? Is it the broccoli sprouts that we should stay away from? The alfalfa sprouts, the radish sprouts, or the clover sprouts? Do not eat this kind of sprout raw. And who wants to eat cooked sprouts? And you're avoiding alpha. Oh, 100%. Very nice. I think I talked about the story in the book. Actually, the 10-year anniversary, the 30-year anniversary of the Boston Vegetarian Society's food festival is coming up this year. And it was actually at the Boston Food Festival where I did this kind of game show thing to rank foods as healthiest to least healthy, and alfalfa sprouts were the least healthy. And that was the big shocker. What? I think people put it way up front. But no, because of the salmonella risk. But I hate wasting food. And so at the end of the day, I had all these foods. I'm not going to just throw it out. And even though it's been kind of sitting out of the fridge all day, I ate the alfalfa sprouts, something I told everyone not to do, and ended up in the emergency room the next day with salmonella poisoning. In fact, it was the emergency room where I actually worked. So I was working. How embarrassing is that to show up with all your colleagues and you just told everyone, yeah, okay, don't eat alfalfa sprouts. Okay.
Was that after the jackfruit incident?
Oh, no, that was the durian fruit.
Oh, durian.
That was the durian fruit. Oh, my God. Yeah, people are like, stay away from this guy's fruits and vegetables. Question number 27. The Daily Dozen. Exercise included as a vital daily habit. Research shows that walking more each week reduces overall mortality. Yeah. How much can an hour-long walk each day reduce mortality compared to being sedentary? Okay, so the Daily Dozen thing was just a random thing. Okay. So I recommend, 90 minutes of moderate intensity, like brisk walking, or 45 minutes, because that actually maximizes. But even if you just walk an hour a day, how much is that associated with a reduction in mortality? Is an hour a day walking associated with 7% lower risk of dying, 14% lower risk of dying, 24% lower risk of dying, or 33% lower risk of dying walking an hour a day compared to people who don't walk at all? 24%. Walking is medicine. 28. Three left.
The final three.
Which spice? Oh, back to spices. Widely used in Indian and Middle Eastern cooking, has been shown in clinical studies to enhance muscle strength and power output during resistance training. You can randomize people to this spice and actually significantly boost muscle strength, or at least in men. I think all the studies may have actually been done in men, and it does so by boosting levels of testosterone. At least that's part of the mechanism. Are we talking about turmeric, fenugreek, coriander, or cardamom? I wish I liked the taste better. It's fenugreek. Very nice. That was good. Okay, two more. Horseradish is a cruciferous vegetable, one of the most concentrated in terms of sulforaphane. And so what serving size is enough to count towards my daily dozen recommendation to eat cruciferous vegetables every single day? Do you just have to eat a tablespoon? Do you just have to eat a teaspoon, a quarter cup, or 2 teaspoons? So I recommend like a half cup of cooked collards or something. But instead of that, all you need to do to get an equivalent amount of sulforaphane is this much horseradish. That's a lot of horseradish. It is a tablespoon of horseradish. But horseradish is delicious, so all right. Woo! There we go. Which cellular marker, based on, here's a fancy question again, based on epigenetic changes, is considered the most accurate predictor of biological age? So there's all these tests out there to give you a biological age. What is really most accurate in terms of actually measuring? So you get a blind sample of blood from somebody, and I can better predict how old you actually are with this tube of blood using average telomere length in my blood cells. Is that the best way to tell how old someone is? Or is it genome-wide DNA methylation patterns? Or is it how many mitochondrial DNA deletions they've accumulated? Or is it the circulating levels of pro-inflammatory cytokines? What is best determinant, most accurate predictor? Take a blood spot at a crime scene and tell how old the person is based on what? DNA methylation.
Oh.
Very nice. There we go. Round 3.
That's a wrap for round 3 and a wrap for the Dr. Greger Games.
Congrats on conquering the Greger Games. I hope that you had a ton of fun, and as a thank you for playing and for being part of our community, for a limited time you can apply for a free month of one-on-one coaching inside the Vegan Superhero Academy. We've helped thousands of people look and feel their best while supporting long-term health and longevity, and we're proud to be the top-rated vegan health and fitness program in the world. This free month is simply a chance to get started, build real momentum, and see if our coaching is a good fit for you. If you decide to continue after 30 days, great. If not, then you'll still walk away with habits and progress that you can carry forward on your own. We also host tons of awesome client-only experiences like the Greger Games, which is part of our annual Vegan Superhero Retreats. Dr. Greger is going to be joining us at our next retreat for round 2 of the Greger Games, and we would absolutely love to have you join us. Because we work one-on-one with every client, our free coaching spots are extremely limited. That's why this is an application, not an automatic acceptance. If there are no openings right now, then you can join the waitlist and you'll be the first to hear when new spots open. And if you haven't already, then please be sure to subscribe to the channel so my team and I can keep sharing awesome content like this with you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.